Hey, how are you doing? I gotta tell you, I am a little on the fence about this, and I've actually I've already stated a pretty strong, harsh opinion against this, but let me tell you what's going on. This is the Paul Ryan official government page. And today, on July 4th, there was organized a so-called flash mob, and people shared it amongst their friends to come and leave a comment on Paul Ryan's page, whether you were from Wisconsin or not. What do you think? And a lot of people are saying Wisconsin disapproves, and I think overall, persuasion-wise, this is a zero-sum game for. This isn't likely going to be the action that educates any of the opposition, changes any minds, wins any votes. Paul Ryan's not going to change his mind because of this. Most of his fans are not going to change their mind because of this. Some of the people who are sort of on the fence of his fans, just liking the page and following along, trying to get educated, I'll bet more of them are turned off by this action than are inspired, empowered, and educated by this action. But as I'm going down this, I wanted to get a screen capture because as I look through here, now there's an awful lot of just blather arguments, which aren't going to do much for any movements. But there are a lot of resources. A lot of people are actually quotes, sharing links. There is camaraderie, there is collaboration, there is conversation going on here. It's mostly all people preaching to the converted, preaching to the choir. Everybody on this page right now commenting are all actively opposed, very actively opposed to what Paul Ryan has been proposing and stands for. It does look to me like a guy named Chris Miller is one of the admins of the page and is engaging in the debate and is actively letting some opposition stand. My original complaint criticism for this before I saw how it would evolve is, this could make it awful easy for an admin of the page to just go through and ban and report for spam every single vocal opponent opinion. It'd really make it easy, 2 hours worth of work instead of days and days and days worth of work. A couple of hours worth of work from an admin just pressing ban and block could totally make everything on this page totally one-sided. And I think that will be a net negative for any people within who just want honesty and debate, and any people who oppose Paul Ryan's plans for some very good reasons. I think this can backfire big time. But what I'm also seeing here is I want to capture the resources that are being shared here. Not everyone likes shame. That's not going to help me a lot. But this great switch by the super rich. This is a link that I want to go into and read. Here's another link that I want to go into and read from Business Insider. I wouldn't have found this before. Vanity Fair. So crowdsourcing is helping bring together an awful lot of resources in this situation that I would never have found. We haven't necessarily suffered the full repercussions from this. He can ban us at any time or ban anybody who's posting. I haven't posted on the page yet, so I can't be banned. I can still come here and read all of this. But, there is a value for being able to maintain an intelligent, consistent presence to debate some of the people who still go here for information and to learn about the issues. Some of the people who are going to come here will not have their minds entirely 100% made up and can be persuaded one direction or another based on what they find. And there's a wisdom in being able to keep that ability up so that we can keep giving people who care about getting good answers, we can give them good information. Arthur Ride WordPress, I've never heard of this stuff. There's a lot of resources here that I want to go and find and check into. And this is going to distill and crowdsource and put together an awful good argument against Paul Ryan. If I would try to make this better, what I would do would be to make it part of a group that we actually controlled, that we could keep all of this archived and safe and saved. The admin of this page can delete every single one of these links, can delete every single one of these users, ban them. That level of powerlessness scares me here. But the concentration of valuable resources inspires me. So how do we look to improve this? Let's see if we can't get the same type of action happening into a venue, into a forum, into a platform that we control, that once all of this stuff has been aggregated, it's not up to the opposition to decide whether we can still have access to it. For my part, what I'm going to do is I'm scrolling down and opening up every long series of see mores and series of extra strings of comments. I'm opening these up so that I can take as large a screen capture as I possibly can and archive this for myself and for, ideally, a communal resource that we can all have access to after this short-term event has expired. These posts will eventually get buried, even if they're never deleted. They will just kind of fade away, regardless of what the admin of the page does to it. They'll just keep kind of scrolling down, and eventually we won't be able to get to them. So I want to do what I can to save all of this crowdsourced enthusiasm and passion. There's a fair amount of people in here that would be way cool to network with. People who have demonstrated themselves to know an awful lot about the issues, more than I know about some of these issues, have good links to share.